In this video, we're going to be installing two different muffler delete kits on a Volkswagen Tiguan. Hey there, welcome to the channel and thank you for clicking on this video. And if you've clicked on a lot of my videos in the past, thank you for that. And you've probably recognized that it's been a little while since I've made a full-length install video like the one I'm sharing today. So I'm excited to get back to it. We have a couple in the works, some shorter ones, some longer ones. This one is about the Tiguan project that you've seen on this channel before. We've lifted it, we've done some performance mods to it, as well as an intake. It's a 2019 Tiguan owned by our buddy Jeff. This one has actually been in the works for over just about 6 months, but all for good reason, although it wasn't planned to take that long by any means. So what we're going to be installing today is a B2BFAB TiggyPipe, and another word for what they call the TiggyPipe is simply a muffler delete. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's going to remove your entire muffler system on the Volkswagen Tiguan and replace it with essentially is a straight pipe. The beautiful thing about the B2BFAB TiggyPipe is it was specifically manufactured for this. It's not something you're just figuring out along the way, which is what you would normally do, but it's already built and precision made to go to the existing mounting points that you have for your Volkswagen Tiguan's exhaust. The other beautiful thing about working with B2BFAB is their instructions are always on point and very accurate. If you've been installing car parts, you know that installation instructions can be all over the place with how clear or precise, or even if they're included, and they have great ones for all of their products. We've installed their lift kit on the Tiguan as well. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that out. I do need to give B2BFAB a shout out here. They've provided the TiggyPipe to us at no cost, and they've done a few other things which we'll get to a little bit later in this video. But the hardest part about this install, because it is very, very easy, is the fact that you have to cut your existing exhaust. There are easy ways to do that. The key thing here is just to make sure you're cutting it in the right spot. Measure twice, cut once with this project, but that's enough intro. Let's get into the install right now. So the first step of this install is to mark and make a cut in your exhaust. So this is going to separate your muffler from the rest of your exhaust system. And here we're using a tailpipe cutter. This is something that can be picked up at most hardware stores. This one's actually from Harbor Freight. And they do take a little while, but they make a really clean cut that makes it easy to piece things together afterwards. How you feeling about this?
I'm feeling good, just a little tired, bro. A little winded.
So once you've made that cut, you're going to go ahead and remove the entire muffler setup. So to do this, you're going to remove the two hangers that hold the muffler in place, one on the driver's side and one on the passenger side. Once you have the muffler completely removed, you're going to have to remove one of the hangers to be used on the TiggyPipe. I had a set of exhaust hanger pliers, but for how thick these hangers are, they did prove not to be any value. We then tried to remove it, and finally we didn't capture it on video, but we ended up having to use kind of a screwdriver and a pick and a lot of force to end up removing them. Here Jeff is just cleaning up that exhaust pipe cut, so that way we're able to make sure that the new TiggyPipe slides over just right, using a bastard mill file to take off any sharp edges. So now it's time to fit the TiggyPipe on. So start by sliding over the supplied clamp to make sure you're able to slip that back over once you got it in place, and then go ahead and take the TiggyPipe and slide it over the existing exhaust pipe. Once you got that lined up and it's completely overlapping the exhaust pipe, go ahead and slip the clamp over it and tighten it up until you have a nice snug fit, but not too snug just yet, so that way you can still manipulate the pipe and get it mounted. Now apparently I failed to capture the transfer over of the exhaust hanger from the existing muffler onto the TiggyPipe, but that's really easy. Simply slide it over the exhaust hanging point on the TiggyPipe, and then what we're doing here is reinstalling that bracket underneath the Tiguan. Now once you've got that bracket back in place and you've checked the clearance of the tailpipe end of the TiggyPipe and the exterior of your Tiguan to make sure you have good spacing, go ahead and firm up that clamp that holds it all in place.
Whoa, baby.
Sounds pretty good, right? Jeff obviously thought so and was super excited about the sound of his newly modified Tiguan exhaust. And, you know, he left the garage. We went and got some sound clips that we'll share with you as well. But after a couple weeks of driving around on his daily commute, it was just starting to be a little louder than he wanted in the cabin on a regular basis, especially when in those higher RPM levels, like on the expressway and taking road trips. So the best part about having this partnership with B2BFAB is we reached out to him and let him know that, you know, for Jeff's liking, he was curious if there were maybe some other options out there. He still wanted a little bit of an aggressive tone, but didn't necessarily want the louder cabin noise all the time on the inside. And they said, let us look into it. So we uninstalled the TiggyPipe, sent it back to our friends over at B2BFAB, and within a couple weeks they had modified the TiggyPipe with some Venturis, which I'm not going to go into the science or the detail of what those are. You can look it up.
And in this case, we're talking about a very special case, or a special consideration of the Bernoulli principle. This special case is known as the Venturi effect.
There's YouTube clips about it to help muffle the sound just a little bit, yet still give the car a more aggressive sound. So now we've went back, reinstalled the new pipe sent to us by B2BFAB, and first I'm going to start off with some sound clips of what it sounded like before we did anything. Then we're going to share some clips of what it sounds like with the TiggyPipe as it comes on B2BFAB today, and then we're going to share with you this newly modified Venturi TiggyPipe and what that sounds like and what Jeff is now driving on a daily basis today and loves. So after hearing all those sound clips, I'm curious, for those of you that are listening kind of on a full speaker setup, maybe a computer, go down in the comments below. Let me know if you were able to hear the difference between the TiggyPipe and then the Venturi TiggyPipe from B2BFAB. The TiggyPipe definitely has a lower rumbly, more rumbly tone overall.
It's definitely it's suitable for the highway because it's not droning. You can actually hear the radio without cranking it full volume.
Yep.
So it has that rumble that gets me every time.
Yeah.
And I can also hear the air intake that I love hearing. Is the best part.
As you can tell from that little exchange with Jeff, that this new pipe really kind of fits his style and what he aims to build his Tiguan for on a regular basis. And just to have this awesome relationship with a manufacturer in B2BFAB is just super cool to me as a YouTube channel, and being able to work on this and them being so flexible and willing to test this out. In talking with them, if after hearing these different sound clips and knowing what you might be after in a build with a Tiguan, if you're interested in something like this, I would encourage you to reach out to the team at B2BFAB and let them know that you're interested, because the more people that show they're interested in something like this, then of course, why wouldn't they want to start to sell it? And that's a message from them too. So this is kind of wraps up the video. I'm gonna end it with maybe a few more sound clips here, but thank you for checking this out. Hopefully you found the overall experiment of the muffler delete pretty interesting, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. Again, keep an eye out for those. We should be moving to some DadWagon projects here very soon.